Well, it is about that time of year that Pokemon Masters gives us a Halloween event, a fall event, and this year the sync pair we're getting is Lacey alongside a Whimsicott. Very interesting that they're not doing two sync pairs like they normally do, but I guess with how many they've been adding lately, it makes sense. Though it is also interesting that every so often the character will come along and they're very clearly the developers' favorites, and with Lacey getting so much after just debuting earlier this year, of course she would be the single one getting a holiday ult. But the event is actually pretty fun, so let's go in and dive in. The story begins at Paseo Academy as we find Lacey and Ilima having a discussion. It turns out that Lacey is actually going to be in charge of hosting an event at the school, and so she wants to get an idea of what events are like on Paseo. And at our suggestion, she decides to check out the Midnight Parade, which again is basically Halloween without actually being Halloween, but she's enjoying her time there, getting a look at the costumes that everybody has. Just then we're joined by Sabrina, who introduces herself to Lacey and also mentions she had a premonition that she should be here, which then brings up the discussion about costumes, as neither Lacey nor Sabrina are wearing any. Neither is the protagonist, which we should really improve at character customization, and so that leads the group to continue walking around the event and observe everybody else's costumes. We even have a battle with a few sync pairs of the previous years, which made me realize that a lot of the previous Halloween sync pairs were actually Unovan characters. I don't know if we should read into this as being that Halloween is very popular, or at least modern Halloween is very popular in the United States, on which Unova is based, or maybe it was just a really happy coincidence. Because really Halloween has spread to a lot of other countries, and on top of that didn't even originate in America. Yeah, like I said, I think it was just a really funny coincidence. Just then we're joined by Ingo, Emmett, and Derek, who introduce themselves as the butler of the Midnight Ball, and the outfits that Ingo and Emmett are wearing are actually from a different event, but that was actually kind of a fun idea to use it for Halloween as well as giving the whole thing a theme. And once again includes even more Unovan characters, which all does really center really well around Lacey, who even though she was introduced in Scarlet and Violet, is actually from Unova herself because the Blueberry Academy is there. Just then, once the discussion kind of comes back to Lacey not having a costume, Sabrina excuses herself and then comes back a bit later dressed as Belelba, which is a really fun idea. She's been in the game before, but as we know, this is a character that she plays in Pogastar Studios productions in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, so once again another Unovan connection. And this is also where Lacey recognizes her. Again, she met Sabrina for the first time, but she knows Belelba because of the movies, and this is where she also learns that Sabrina wasn't one who played her. But for the rest of the event, Sabrina is totally in character as Belelba, and again, a really fun idea. Because as we know, acting was something that she took up in order to better connect to her emotions, so coming from the Sabrina who we usually know as stoic, reserved, and mysterious, she kinda overcorrects whenever she's in this persona. Now in this event, fully able to embrace the personality of a villain out in public because, that's kinda what you're expected to do. They also stop by the Striaton triplets, and there are some really fun interactions there. One line especially as Belelba says she'll feed on their life force rather than any food they serve her, and Chili just has a really shocked reaction to it. Meanwhile, Silent is totally composed and understands that it's all part of the act. There's even a hilarious moment where Sabrina just tries to literally steal candy from babies. Okay, well she challenges them to a battle, and in typical fight or fright fashion, the winner will receive some candy. But just some of the lines that she's saying to actual children are just really hilarious. And even though she loses, the kids had fun, and I know that she totally made their night. Also, this guy's reaction to just seeing her out in public battling other people is absolutely crazy. This guy's down bad. Here she also reiterates to Lacey, who is normally a goody two-shoes, that on a night like tonight it's totally okay to act like a villain. So after interacting with a bunch of butlers and basically being the servant to this evil queen here the whole night, the costume that she finally decides on is a maid outfit. At first when I saw it from the images, I was wondering how exactly this would relate to Halloween, or at least, again, fall, Midnight Parade, all that stuff, but now actually seeing the event in action, and how this year was kind of built up a bit more formally with all the butler characters hanging out everywhere, and of course alongside Belelba, it makes a lot of sense. Their costumes really do work together. And like I said, DNA, we really need some different clothing options for the main character, please let me fit in. And along with a Whimsicott that now has a dark Terra type, they make the perfect little duo of a cute and evil team at the same time. Really, it all just comes off as a funny, mischievous prankster, which we know that Whimsicott has been characterized as and is now partially fairy type. And of course, Lacey just trying her hardest to fit in, even though at her heart she is still just again the goody little two-shoes. But having her there really does help balance out Sabrina dressed up as Belelba. So after having a fun time at the rest of the Midnight Parade, Lacey's able to say that she has experienced an event on Paseo and is able to better plan for the future, for events that they'll be having at the Paseo Academy. And I think it was a really fun idea because while Lacey was there doing research, she was having a bit of trouble getting into the actual festivities of the event, so I think it was a perfect idea to have Sabrina there as well, who didn't necessarily have the same feelings, but again she was somebody who really found freedom in being able to put on a costume and play a character, which she was able to teach Lacey, who then once she did so, was really able to understand the event and have a fun time. And once again having that Unova connection all around was really a fun way to tie everything together. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you enjoy this event? How did you like the character interactions and the story? And were you able to roll for Lacey? Thankfully I did. I got her a few days ago. Thankfully well before Halloween to actually enjoy the festivities. While from the initial reveal it felt like this event wouldn't be as big as the previous years, I still had a fun time even though there was only one sync pair, but I think it did kind of work as a smaller stake storyline, because that is really the point of all these events, to just have some fun, though I really am looking forward to where else we can go from here. As always, leave a like, subscribe, comment, hype up the video to show your support, and also let me know if you would like to see more Pokemon Masters videos. I got some good feedback on the last one, so hopefully I'll catch up on one of the major updates from last month, and then maybe going forward we can kind of make this a monthly or twice monthly thing on the channel. But anyway, the countdown to Halloween continues, and I realized like, oh shoot, I don't have a costume either, I better go get one. Thank you to every channel member for your continued support, including the Great Gators, Toucan Nia, That's Ven, Alex Switch Shiny Hunts, TBC Plumbing, Queued Up, Dabuda, Cosmo Zero, Tyler Hopper, Koi 13, Cemetery Hill, Cheez-It 62, Gator Kid 509, TF, Mathaclog 947, Taichirai, Phantom, and Quago. If you'd like to support, see your name here, get access to emotes for comments, live streams, sometimes early videos, a members Discord, and our monthly podcast, you can become a channel member today. You can also follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky as well for more memes. Anyway, this is GatorX, and I will catch you all later.
Peer into the haunted void and unleash the powers of Mega Evolution. Pokemon Trading Card Game XY Phantom Forces. In stores now. Each booster pack of 10 cards sold separately. Cards vary by pack.